This is a product review of the GoHimal tent. Initial impressions is that this case is a little on the lightweight side. Zipper's okay, stitching looks decent. The instructions appear to be waterproof, attached to the inside. It also comes with two straps here if you don't have a roof rack to attach the top of the SUV enclosure to your windshield wipers. And let's go ahead and unpack this. I like that there's a strap around here. And tent poles. And tent stakes. And I am going to time lapse the setup of this and give you back my impressions. Alright, so I've got it set up. I will say I think I've got it a little off center, the poles. The tent is all leaning that direction a little bit. That's just, I think, my fault for not having set it up before. So next go around, I think I'll straighten that out. I don't think it's an issue. I think I just got to center the poles first. But anyways, so far, happy with the quality. These tent poles are really thick. It's been a few years since I bought a tent, but these are very sturdy. I mean, there's my finger against it. These are as thick as my finger, so I'm not worried about these tent poles. Rope's good. A lot of the seams, I'm not seeing any issues. There's a lot of double stitch. The zipper, it's higher quality than that carrying case. I don't think that these are like YKK or anything like that, but I do appreciate the rain flaps. And the bottom is, I feel like, your typical tarp thickness. And like I said, the stitching all looks pretty good. This doesn't look that cheap. This is like half the price of the name brand Ridgeline. I think this is basically a Ridgeline clone. It's a little bit up in here, but that's the rain cover goes over the top anyways if it's gonna rain. They got a nice little hook up in the center for like a lantern. These windows are massive. This whole thing is just massive. I easily can stand up in there. That's the height of my tailgate. So as you see, it's even taller than the tailgate. So this is me on my, I can just barely touch the top of this. So this is a massive tent. It fits my Model Y pretty well. It's got hooks on the bottom, which I really don't feel like I need, so I will be closing this occasionally. Can't leave that attached in there. But the bottom is snug. I don't have any issues with that. The sides are great. There's a little bit of a gap there, but to be honest, that's just the Tesla. I don't think other cars will suffer from that. And the up top here is great. I can open and close it, and I'm not really worried about it getting stuck in there. The water, if it does rain, would go along this channel and I believe it goes out of the car from under that point. Yeah, so let's go walk around to the front. I'll show you how it was secured. So no door on this side, and this is for the rain flap. Again, like, this is actually pretty good quality. I'm not seeing, it doesn't feel like a cheap tent, so this is good in my opinion. And so we've got 3 attachment points down here. One goes right into the fender. This other one, I did it looped through the wheel. You can tighten that down. And another one for the fender that's towards the top. So that one, the one that loops through the wheel, and that is your other attachment point. And these other ones, because I don't have a roof rack, I routed them across the roof. And actually, I just popped the frunk, and there's 2 convenient little spots in there that I'll show you where I mounted them. And they do clear the windshield wipers. I checked. They're further behind the windshield wiper assemblies, so they won't hit anything. Let me pop the trunk, and I'll show you that. All right, trunk is popped. So, yeah, those hooks go into there, and it's nice, actually, pretty convenient because they're loose now, right? But simply closing the frunk tightens them up because it's going to pull it forward. So tightens those up, and yeah, same attachment story on the other side. I do believe I can still get to the charger if I need to. Actually, I do like that it's protected by the rain, so there's definitely enough space for a charger to come out to be plugged in but not get rained on, which is great. And I think if I was to expect rain, I'd probably just throw a tarp over that section, because obviously on this Tesla Model Y, the roof does slope down. And so I would probably just drape a tarp over it if I expected rain, or just close the back hatch. That would work too. It is nice, it has this separator. So if you wanted actually 2 rooms out of this tent, or if you take your car for the day, you'd simply zip it up and it would seal it in. It becomes kind of just a regular tent at that point. Yeah, and I got 2 little accessory pockets in opposite corners, and lets a ton of breeze through. The mesh is really fine, so no bugs getting through there. Not a cheap wide mesh. And yeah, that is a review of the GoHimal SUV tent. I'll put a link in the description. One other thing to note, these tent stakes are pretty good, nice and thick, thicker than I think normal tent stakes would be. So normally they cheap out on these and they're worthless, but these are pretty thick. I'd say about a pencil. Most important question of all, was I able to get it back in its original bag? And yes, I was. Pretty tight, but it works.